What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we are finally back, guys, with another Hot Toys unboxing and review video. Yes, guys, after my long absence of a couple of weeks without making an unboxing video, we are finally back. I want to apologize deeply for my lack of activity here on my YouTube channel. So for those of you guys who have stuck around, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you guys have stuck around and waited for me as I got my new setup done. And speaking of setups, as you guys can see on the background, that is my new setup. Those are all my figures that I have at this time, and eventually we will be making a new collection tour, my first ever collection tour video, so stay tuned in for that. But that is the reason why I haven't been posting. I wanted to go ahead and make the best setup that I could possibly make. There's still work to be done. There's still things that I can do better, but compared to what we used to have, well, I do think this is a major upgrade. So thank you so much, guys, for staying patient with me and for waiting for me to go ahead and get this done. We are finally ready, and now we will be doing a couple of unboxings in a row, so that way we can, pretty much recover that time that was lost in between setups. Today we're gonna go ahead and do a new Spider-Man No Way Home figure, and that is going to be Electro from the movie. This is a figure that I have been very excited to open with you guys. I've had the figure for almost 3 weeks now, and trust me, guys, it hurts me to know that I haven't been able to open this figure with you guys. But again, I don't want to focus on what we didn't do. Now that the setup is ready, we can go ahead and get back to the unboxings. We have a lot of catching up to do. Once again, guys, want to thank you for the continued support. For those of you guys who are subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and watching them, want to thank you deeply for all the continued support. If it is the first time that you are watching me, feel free to hit the notifications bell and subscribe to my channel, so that way you guys can stay updated with any content that I will be posting, and I promise a lot of content is coming up. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the review. Okay, guys, so we get to the box. Pretty much it's the same imagery as the previous Spider-Man No Way Home boxes, but of course this is not a deluxe version, so the box is pretty much regular size, but the imagery is the same. So we look here, we have the name of the movie and the figure at the bottom left. We have a black scratchy surface representing the color theme for Electro. At the very top we have some, of course, the Electro in itself in the imagery, and some pumpkin bombs at the top, along with one of Doc Ock's mechanical arms and some lining. Taking a look here at the bottom of the box, we have the name of the movie, and then on the right side we pretty much have Doctor Strange Circle of Magic. We have a couple of Doc Ock's mechanical arms, the name of the figure, and at the bottom we have that black scratchy surface again, along with some of Electro's lining. On the back we pretty much have the warning and label signs. We have again the name of the figure, along with the black and yellow theme colors for Electro. And then on the left side, once again, we have a part of Doctor Strange Circle of Magic, his mechanical arm, and then some imagery from Electro from the movie, along with the name of the figure, and once again that black scratchy surface. At the very top part of the box, we just have the name of the figure, just like we have the name of the movie at the bottom. So pretty much all those things are the same. Again, the only difference would be is that the box is smaller. Now we get to the second part of the box. This one's going to be pretty quick. So again, it's the same thing as the other boxes. It's the black background along with the purple color of the spell that's being broken from Strange at the end of the movie. Obviously, if it is the first time that you're watching me, you just kind of want to review this a little bit quickly, so that way you guys can see how the boxes look. Pretty much the same as the others. And now we get to the figure itself. So very excited about the figure, guys. Honestly, I have been looking so forward to opening this guy up, especially since I've had him kept for so long. But Electro is one of my favorite villains out of all of Marvel, and it's somebody that I enjoyed in the movie and how powerful he became at the end. Taking a look at him so far, honestly, off to a great start. The body type looks really, really good. The face sculpt looks exactly as Jamie Foxx, and we'll take a look more in detail later on the video. I love how detailed his wardrobe is, and how the wires and mechanical things or electrical things look on his suit, and along with that arc reactor and in the middle, and everything else looks very detailed. Obviously, we will review the figure more in detail later on in the video. For now, we are off to a good start, but before we do that, we will review the accessories one by one. Take a look into details as far as those accessories and how they're going to look on Electro, and then again we'll take a look at the figure figure more in detail. Okay guys, so with the accessories, so as I mentioned before, there is no deluxe version when it comes to Electro. It was just a normal version for him. Do I think they could have gone deluxe? I'm not sure. I really can't think of other accessories that they could have gone with when it comes to Electro. Maybe his cure that starts the arc reactor, but that's probably it. But for now, this is what we have here. We start off with the base, pretty much a regular hexagonal base, just like the other figures. The theme of the base is the same as the others. So we have, of course, the character in the middle of the base, along with the name of him on as the regular font there at the bottom and on the middle of the base, along with the name of the character, which is Max Dillon. Now the flying stick or post, it is a little bit longer than the regular post that Hot Toys provide, so that's actually something that I'm very excited about, because that gives us a more of a natural feel whenever we pose them flying. So I would say the base, even though it's a simple one, it does look really good. And then we have his Electro mask. I'm glad that they included this, even though it's made out of plastic. As you guys can see here from the back, that's how it would go stick onto the figure. I would assume it's like if he was wearing glasses, if I can put it that way. It is pretty much plastic. I would say the coloring looks good on it. I like how it looks so far. Again, we will try it onto the character or the figure a little bit later on. And then we do have a couple of electro or electric pieces. One of my complaints with the electric pieces is that compared to, for example, the Lizard Diorama base, who also has some electro lighting pieces, these pieces are a little kind of not colorful enough, if I can put it that way. As you guys can see here, the other two, I feel like they are not yellow enough. I feel like the yellow is too pale, in my personal opinion, on these pieces. Now, I do like the shape of them. I feel like it gives us options to have Electro pose with a lot of lighting surrounding him. But as far as the coloring, I do feel like the pieces are a little bit too pale for me, and they are not as great as I would have wanted them to be. The last part will be the hand pieces. I love the color texture on the skin of the hands. I feel like it looks really, really good. The gloves also look perfect. We do have four pieces of hands, along with also the two fist pumps, I guess, hands that the figure already comes with. So a total of 6 hand pieces. But pretty much as I always say, right, with the hand pieces, it just gives us more options as far as how to pose the character or the figure. So again, we have these two with his hands are kind of semi-open in kind of different fighting positions. These two hands are also kind of the same. Again, just gives us options on how to pose the figure. And pretty much you guys can just decide how to put those hands on him, so that way you guys can post him, you know, either releasing lightning or whichever you guys want to go ahead and do. But for now, that is going to be it for the accessories. No complaints. I do wish they would have included more things, but I really can't think of anything that they could have included. But for now, off to a good start. And now we get to the figure itself. So the figure, guys, honestly, looking at his face sculpt, it is amazing. The face sculpt is absolutely beautiful. I can't go perfect, but I do think it's really, really good. It's one of the best that I've seen in a while. As you guys can see at the face, he's got that goofy look on his lip that he had in the first movie. As you guys can see, the hairpiece also looks really, really good and very natural, and it looks exactly as Jamie Foxx. There are no questions about that. As I mentioned before, with the actual suit itself, everything looks great. The wiring, the electrical parts, or I guess the foil, if you guys want to call it, that go connected onto him, they look very natural and very well detailed, and that's something that I really like about him. Of course, it comes with the arc reactor connected to the back. And then on the back side, guys, so if you guys remove this part right here and then remove this part from his shirt, I guess if you want to call it that way, so this thing does come with a USB adapter. So as you guys can see right there, there's the USB adapter that you guys would connect, and the off and on switch. Now, right now, I can't connect it because unfortunately the cord isn't long enough. But once you guys turn it on, the only thing that does turn on would be the arc reactor. So the arc reactor does turn on, but sadly that is the only thing, and that's kind of one of my complaints about the figure, the fact that the lighting pieces don't turn on, or anything else about him doesn't turn on. I feel like this is one of the figures where everything should turn on, especially because again it's Electro, it's made out of electricity, so that's kind of one of my complaints. Now everything else looks good. Again, the clothing looks great, it looks very well detailed and very well made. His shoes also same thing. I would say pretty much the figure looks amazing. I really can't think of any complaints. Now, actually, never mind complaints. Yes, I do have one, and that would be his elbow joints. These things are very hard to bend. I'm not sure if you guys have also struggled with it, but these hands are very difficult to extend and to bend. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a little bit afraid. I'm kind of afraid of breaking them, so you guys want to be careful with that. But as you guys can see, just pretty much twist and bend as much as you possibly can. But again, the joints are not well made. They are very weirdly put together, so that's kind of one of my small complaints. Now, as far as the legs, no issues. They move and bend pretty easily, so you guys won't have any issues on there. I would only say pretty much with the elbow joints and the arms, but that's probably the only thing that I can think of. As mentioned before, on the back, that's where you guys would go ahead and do the USB adapter. So if you guys want to go ahead and try it on whenever you guys get the figure. And now what I can go ahead and do is go ahead and put the mask on, so that way you guys can see how he looks with the mask on. So again, this thing is gonna pretty much work like if it was glasses. So you guys would just pretty much stick them to the top of his ears. And then once you guys do that, just make sure that his eyes match with the face mask. And as you guys can see there, honestly, it looks really good. I've heard that some people complain about it. To me, it looks good. Again, the only thing that I would have wished for is that if there was any way that we could turn it on, so that way it would look so much better and more detailed. But for now, this looks really good, and it gives the character a lot more meaning. So can't really complain about it. So that would be the headpiece that goes installed onto him. And now what we can go ahead and do is that we can go ahead and install the lighting pieces. So pretty much, as you guys can see, it has a big hole where you guys can fit his arm completely in there. And once you guys do, pretty much as you guys can see, he looks more natural. He looks very well put together with those lighting pieces. Now the direction of those lighting pieces isn't the greatest, but again, that is up to you guys, how you want to go ahead and put him together. There goes the other piece, and as you guys can see, the figure looks just so completely different, so much better, so much more meaningful. The figure looks really good. Again, my only complaint would probably be that there is no way to turn on like the lighting in any way. And now we get to a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. So now we're going to go ahead and compare him to, of course, his arch nemesis, which is Andrew Garfield, his Spider-Man. As you guys can see, the way that I have Spider-Man kind of posing, saying hi to Electro. Spider-Man is a little bit taller, and that is something that should have been pretty much a given, since Andrew Garfield is a taller person than Jamie Foxx. But as you guys can see, those two figures are very well put together. Electro does look much more, I would say, muscular, and his body type is better. Andrew Garfield, he doesn't look bad, but I do feel like his body type is a little bit too skinny. So that will probably be just a small complaint that I have about him. But as far as Electro, he looks muscular and very well put together for the figure. And then second side by side, guys, would be to the other villain from the movie, which is Green Goblin. Obviously, this is not the upgraded suit. The upgraded suit version would be here in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned in for that. But I would say that these were the two main villains from the movie, and the two most powerful for sure. I feel like these two guys got the most shine because they had their own moments of powerful of power, right? For example, we have these scenes where Electro pretty much just seemed unstoppable, even though he was fighting all three Spider-Man. So both of these characters were very powerful, very well portrayed, and I feel like their personalities are very unique to the characters. So it's like it's the perfect cameo for each character, and that would be Willem Dafoe and of course Jamie Foxx. So I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick side by side. Goblin is a little bit taller. Again, it's kind of hard to compare because obviously for the No Way Home movie, we will take a look more into the upgraded suit version of the Goblin. Once he arrives, again, we will review here on this channel. But for now, that would be the second comparison. Just wanted to go ahead and kind of have him side by side with another one of the villains of the movie. So again, as far as the figure, guys, great figure, has a lot of great things, some issues, but really can't complain too much about it. I am definitely very happy that I have this figure in my collection now. Okay guys, so now we reached the final part of the video and my favorite in my personal opinion, which is the posing and final thoughts of this figure. As I mentioned before guys, to me the figure looks really good. My only two complaints about him are those elbow joints and the fact that we can't light up the figure. Again, I really don't know if I can call it a complaint. I understand maybe I might be asking for too much, but again, it is Electro. It is a character that's based on lighting and lights, so I'm surprised that we're not able to go ahead and have have his arms turned on or something just to make him more natural. The only thing that again turns on would be the arc reactor, and that would pretty much be it, right? But other than that, those would be the only two complaints that I have about him. His wardrobe is very detailed. It comes with a lot of wiring and electrical things. His face sculpt is amazing. His body type is great. The clothing looks really good. So really cannot complain about the figure. It is one that I highly recommend, especially if you guys are Spider-Man No Way Home fans. This one is one that I highly recommend. He is one of the best villains of the Spider-Man world, and again, the figure looks really good. And again, how many times are we gonna get an Electro, right? So I would take advantage of him if you guys haven't done so. This guy is worth the buying option, and again, I'm very excited to have him on my collection. Now before I do end the video guys, I do want to kind of keep you guys updated on what's coming up next on my YouTube channel. So obviously I've been away for some time now because of my new setup, but again, I do want to confirm that now that the setup is done guys, I am ready to get back at it. Again, this is the first of 5 unboxings that I have ready. So now we have done this. Next will be Doctor Strange from the Multiverse of Madness. Very excited about that one since he is my second Strange. We'll definitely be comparing the figure from beginning to end, and then along with other unboxings. So again, if it is the first time that you were watching me, first of all, welcome to the channel. It is a pleasure to have you on, and also feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell so that you can stay updated with anything that I will be posting in the next upcoming weeks. Want to remind you guys that I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. That's where I post videos, smaller videos, and also pictures of the figures. And also, if in case I have an announcement or anything like that, you guys can check me out there, and that way you guys can support the channel. Also, if you guys have any thoughts, any comments, or any questions about this figure or any other figure that I posted in the past, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I will definitely respond back, so that way you guys know that I acknowledge everything that you guys do for my account. Want to thank you once again guys for the continued support. It truly means a lot that you guys are still watching me despite my inactivity. I promise you guys this will be the last time. Now that my setup is ready and now that we're getting figures, I will be posting more often, so stay tuned in. Again, hit the notifications bell so that way you guys can stay tuned at all times about what I post on my YouTube channel. But for now guys, this is going to be it. Want to thank you for the continued support one more time. The link to Sideshow is on the description of the video. As I mentioned before, I don't work with them. I only recommend it because I do believe they are the official vendor of Hot Toys. So it's one store that will sell you guys the normal pricing on a figure instead of a higher one. So it will be totally up to you guys what you guys want to go ahead and purchase. But also have a special display with the figure. So I'm gonna go ahead and as you guys can see here, I posed them with the other 3 villains, which are the Goblin, Doc Ock, and of course the Lizard diorama base. The only thing that we're missing is Sandman, and sadly with Sandman, he is not a separate figure. He is a base that comes with the Tobey Maguire figure, which by the way I am very excited to receive. And then of course we need the Green Goblin new suit version as well. Once he arrives, we'll definitely be opening here on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned in for that. But as I mentioned before guys, this will be it for the video. I want to thank you once again for tuning in today and for supporting the channel. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything that I can do better, feel free to let me know. But for now, this is it for my unboxing and review of Electro, and I will see you guys next time.